So let's welcome Jaysen Lai from H3 Entertainment to talk about the metaverses and experiential entertainment.
This is the clicker, right? All right. So some of you may tell I am not Mark Rao. He wasn't feeling well, so he sent his very well-developed AI today to be able to talk to you guys. So let's take a look at a little intro video. All right, good afternoon. My name is Jaysen Lai, and I am the co-founder of H3 Entertainment, which stands for Hollywood 3.0, and we are integrating the cutting-edge trifecta technology of Web3, Metaverse, and AI into the whole entertainment production process. So we are creating new streams of revenue via Web3, allowing stakeholders throughout the whole Hollywood production process to benefit and allow fans a closer seat to access Hollywood. So that's a little plug about us. And being at Edge, I know that there's so much brain power and innovation. I really want to come from today from a bird's eye view, a kind of a macro perspective to explore the evolution of technology. So I hope that at the very end of everything, that everyone can leave the room with a sense of affirmation that we are in the right place. Because there is a lot of chaos, there's a lot of FUD, there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in all of this. So at the end of it, I hope that we go out just a little bit more confident as well too. So being at Edge, it is very encouraging just to see the different industry experts and professionals gathered here as well too. And we do know it's been a bearish market, very, very bearish. And just to recap a little bit about some of the bear, right? In the past few years, we've had unicorn projects that have fallen. We've had hacks, we've had breaches, we've had scams and scandals from bad players, fallen banks, wars, and also this little thing called X that evolved from a little blue bird. But we are still resilient in all of that as well too. So this is a testament of how things are changing, how things are evolving is a key word. It's different than 2008, it's different than 2012, 2016, and 2020. And it's very, very different now. So previously it seemed that Web3, the metaverse, just like what our host was saying, might be dying, right? Every single time that there's a failure, every single time there's a crash, we might think that it's dying. But actually, we've proven a lot that we are here to stay, even amongst all the bad actors, amongst the projects that have, come and gone. And that's what the bear market does. It does weed out all of these projects. But for H3, we believe that the bear is the perfect time to build in all of this. So coming back, if you've attended any of the conferences this year, from Hong Kong Web3 Festival to Korean Blockchain, I know we have some Korean guests as well too, to Token 2049, you'll feel a unique energy, and Edge is a small snippet of what that energy looks like. So today in the morning, if you were at the morning session, we were able to see a lot of government involvement as well too, and institutions taking notice. And that's why Hong Kong is a great example of regulators that are willing to work with Web3, Metaverse, and AI strategically. And we really need that because H3 believes in compliance. we believe in working with the regulators. And I know a lot of times in Web3, we're like, we don't need this, we don't need regulators. But we really do. We really do. So we are going to places, H3 is going to places that are Web3 friendly, as well as entertainment strong. So places like Dubai, Korea, Hong Kong, we are based out of Hollywood as well too. So bringing all of that together in one place is important for us. So to put in perspective, I know that was kind of like a long plug, but I want to take us through a time machine, a little journey of all this evolution that some of you have maybe participated in as well too. This graphic I think is very good. It's not from me, unfortunately. So the speaker from Animoca, Yatsu, actually put it very, very perfectly. He used this in a recent presentation of the evolution of Web 1 to all the way to Web 3. Web 1, we see the dial-up, AOL, the beeping, all of that, MSN, and that was really a static, read-only. We're just reading and we're interacting one way. Web 2 is more information-centric and it's interactive. You're able to read and write on your MySpace, your blog, your Facebook, and it's interactive. And that's information-centric. So, you know, we have the Netflix, the Googles. We also have YouTube, where you're able to create your own content. Web 3 is where we are all at, where we are participating. It's user-centric, it's decentralized, it's private, and it's secure. The next stage of things really is about ownership and property rights. And a key word is authentication of all of that. So that's the next stage that we are in. And that's actually very, very exciting for us too. So this is the evolution from 1 to 3. For us, for me, I know that it's not overnight. Rome was not built overnight. And it does take time. We are still in that transition from Web 1 all the way to Web 3, from Web 2 to Web 3. And that stage that many of us hear, it's called Web 2.5. We are in that transition. So that's what gets me excited about that too. Another evolution I want to take us through, a time machine, is the evolution of entertainment. We've seen at the very beginning where it was just trying to create and capture motion, all the way from 1895, right? And then we started to introduce color. And then we started to introduce sound. And we have different forms of being able to access entertainment and to experience. 2003 was the first movie, Spy Kids, that used 3D glasses that attempted to bring you a little bit closer to the entertainment. YouTube allowed you on your phone to be a creator as well too. It brought you a little bit closer to entertainment. Netflix, you can watch it in your own home. TikTok, more short form entertainment as well too. So the key of all that is more and more senses are being developed into this entertainment experience, from hearing, from seeing, and then we have something called the Apple Provision. And no, I don't work for Apple, but this is something very, very game-changing that is going to happen. Hardware is being developed that we can actually access the metaverse. So it's no longer just a concept of the Matrix, where Neo is going into this world. It's not just Ready Player One. We are living Ready Player One right now. So a lot of times people are saying, what is this metaverse? How do you define it? Meta, if you heard of that word, aside from Facebook transitioning to Meta, is this almost out-of-body experience. It's beyond yourself. So when we go into this universe of the meta, the metaverse, we're going and experiencing this beyond ourselves, even though our physical bodies are here as well. So it's very interesting because a couple years back, it was just some philosophy, but really now we are participating in some of that too. In the future, right now, we are able to experience this on the metaverse as well too. to socialize, to be really active in it as well. And this is cross borders, to shop, to work. So even on your Zoom, we have, in this age of post-COVID, we're able to interact. So that has forced us to work from home, to be more virtual. And imagine a place where you can actually experience the workplace with your fellow coworkers as well. How to watch and experience new ways of content and consuming content as well too, from movies to concerts to landscapes. And this is the decentralization Web3 part, in which, for example, you have a certain museum, you have a certain event, a certain concert that allows you to interact and to experience with that. If you are someone in maybe a rural area that couldn't buy a ticket to Edge, you are living in a place that you might not be able to afford a ticket to Hollywood to see whether the Oscar museums or the Walk of Fame, or to see that, you can now experience it within the metaverse. So this is what is really exciting for me as well. Right now, we are in a Wild West that really needs high quality IP. Even as we see Light Cycle, which is the metaverse here that Edge is supporting as well too, it's attempting to bring in a lot of good IP from Web 2. And again, we cannot ignore the Web 2 side of things. We need content and we need stories, which is the lifeblood of what the metaverse will be. And I think that's exciting for all of us too. So, oops, another little slide. I try to blind all of you with that laser pointer. Oh, here we go. Is this going? Okay. Is that going or no? There we go. Okay. Thank you. So right now, as some of you know, there's been 146 plus or minus a couple days of the writer's strike, and actually I was made known today that it might be over of the writer's strike. So we'll need some quality control of that. But there is a fear of AI in this whole narrative. There is talk about fairer and equitable models of transparency and more power to the people. So if you've been in Web3, that is exactly what our narrative is about as well too. And that's what Web3 solves. So I kind of explained just the whole big picture of the metaverse, but I want to leave off with just two lessons that I've learned that I think we can take as folks developing technology, as folks investing, and even on the retail side as well too. Two lessons that I've learned from working with H3 and the development as we try to solve some of the pain points within Hollywood. Number one is the Web3 side. So for some of you that know me, I am the mad scientist. I am the idea ENFP kind of a guy, okay? So when I'm talking to Sid, right in the crowd over here, the former Oscar president, this was about 11 months ago. I'm like, Sid, we have this great idea. We're going to revolutionize and we're going to take over Hollywood. And Sid, just like in this laugh right now, he said, no, Jaysen, calm down. It doesn't work that way. So Sid, being the master of the story, he says, and go listen to his speech tomorrow because there's a lot in there too. He says, we have to be able to slow down, right? And we're not going to take over Hollywood. And he says to me, Jaysen, do you know that full participation, having all the fans involved at this point, decentralization is a nightmare to the producer. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. And do you know how hard it is already to get production done? So I go home with this little nugget of advice. And then after really thinking and chewing through that, I realized, it's about slow and steady adoption of our technology. Sometimes we try to go too fast. And for us, it's about showcasing Hollywood that we can allow the audience to sprinkle the garnish first, and then to allow them to maybe season the actual plate of food. And then maybe they can become sous chefs. In this stage right now, we are in the garnishing stage. We want to be able to see and test and to showcase if the participants are able to participate as well too. So Sid has seen the development of technology and the evolution of technology. And that's why he also pioneers and advocates for strategic and responsible usage of technology to develop the next era of entertainment. So the first lesson that we just drew from that for me is, as we are transitioning to Web 3, Web 2.5 is very, very important for us. Web 3 projects cannot deny the fact of Web 2. Too many times we say, we're gonna create a metaverse. We're gonna create a Web 3 game. We're gonna create the coolest Web 3 product. And then it becomes something for Web 3 degenerates, Web 3 degens. We're ignoring Web 2. So in order for mass adoption, we can't ignore Web 2. And we can't do it by ourselves. We need Web 2. So that's what we talked about in this morning session of cross-platform and cross-IP collaborations. The next one, I have a couple minutes left, is the AI narrative around all of this. So in Hollywood, again, this AI narrative is very, very scary. It's not only to Hollywood. It's also within medicine, within legal, within architecture, and everyone is scared that AI is going to take over jobs. Hollywood is no different. There is a fear that AI will take over the creative side. When we talk about the data analysis, the hard stuff, we're all okay with AI when it takes over the laborious, hard things. But when it becomes the creative side, we're all scared. We're all scared of that. So as H3 is talking to different policymakers, we have discussions with the congressman in California, and he put it bluntly, we don't know where we're going. Policymakers don't know where we're going. And we don't know, we're not fortune tellers, but as long as AI isn't touching the nuke button or the weapons, then we're okay. So as we develop some of this regulation, it cannot be too strict where it's stifling innovation and pushing innovation out, which is what some of the US is doing now. And we see, again, Hong Kong being very welcome and open hands to some of this. And then you have the laissez-faire model where it leads to robots taking over the world. We can't have that extreme either. It's finding a balance of all that. So the second point that I hope we can take as investors, developers, folks in this space is that even as the AI train is going, as the technology train is going, the human talent has to be at the forefront of things. The human talent has to be the train leader as well, too. So as I wrap up, we cannot control the macro things. We are continuously developing the technology. So we are looking forward to next year of the 2024 Bitcoin halving. US interest rates on the state side, that's important to us. They might pause, they might decrease. We have elections. We're looking forward to the first spot Bitcoin, Ethereum ETF, which is going to be huge. That's something that will bring in institutions and more retail as well too. We can't control the outcomes, but we can still continue to develop. All right. So in a nutshell, technology can be uncertain, but I understand that hopefully everyone after this, we continue to build in the bear as well too. Without plugging H3 too much, if you'd like to find out more, please, please, please do join us. Thank you. Take out and have this experiential entertainment. Feel free to take out your phone. Follow us on Twitter. Or X. We have a website, our email. Please do follow us. We are at booth B01, H3 Entertainment. We have some cool, what is it called, like battery packs that you can come as well too. Our partners from Darren Marketplace are there. Come talk to us. We are very nice. So as we bridge Hollywood and technology in this 2.5, we are creating new streams of revenue. allowing more stakeholders to benefit and allow fans a closer seat to Hollywood. So thank you so much. We're very excited, and let's continue to develop the cutting edge technology.